team would like to welcome you guys to the 16th episode of your Besties webinar series, Beltran, Sai, and Tarog Investment Education Series. First of all, like I mentioned, this webinar series is now on its 16th episode. Wow, can you believe that? 16th episode already? Seems only yesterday that we started episode 1 of this series, and in the hopes of providing another avenue of learning financial literacy to our Filipino friends, and now we're on the 16th episode. So thank you to all of you who have tirelessly supported this series. May you be here inside the Philippines or overseas. Likewise, we'd also like to thank you for spending your precious time to be part of today's very timely webisode entitled Financial Future Proofing for Students. Now, at first glance, you might think this episode is directed only for students, but fret not, because this episode is actually for adults and students alike. But let me leave all of the nitty-gritty of this topic to our speaker, Mr. Andro Beltran, later, who is also the head for business development at FirstMetroSec. While we wait for everyone to settle in, I'd like to take this moment to invite everyone to participate in our Q&A later. If you have any questions in mind for our speaker, feel free to send them in by using your webinar control panel, which you can access through the sidebar if you're on your desktops, or by swiping left if you're on your mobile phones. You can also gain access and download our one-pager, which contains all the basic information you need when starting to invest and trading through your FirstMetroSec account. You can find this on your control panel as well. For those of you tuned in who are new to FirstMetroSec and haven't opened an account yet, we're inviting you to open one now, or perhaps after this webisode. Metrobank or PS Bank account holders, OFWs, and for our students, you can open an account for free. For all others, there's an initial deposit of 2,500 pesos, which will also become an investable amount once your account is activated. Our weekly webinars are also opportunities for you to win exclusive FirstMetroSec goodies. For today, every one of you who are tuning in right now will get the chance to win our FirstMetroSec travel blanket. We hope you guys took till the very end of this webinar and joined the giveaway. And if you haven't yet, head over to Facebook and join the growing FirstMetroSec community. There you can find the latest market news and updates, FirstMetroSec announcements, and daily contests, and connect with your fellow investors and traders. Just proceed to www.facebook.com/groups/FirstMetroSec to join. And now, moving on to the reason why we are here today on a Monday afternoon, please welcome our speaker for financial future proofing for students, Mr. Andro Beltran.
Thank you, Cara. Good afternoon to our followers. Good afternoon to our besties. Again, my name is Andro Beltran, First Metro Securities' Head of Business Development and Market Education. Welcoming all of you to the 16th episode of FirstMetroSec BeSTies. That's Beltran, Sai, Tarog Investment Education Series. And again, as Cara mentioned, just like that, we're about to bid goodbye to the first half of 2019 in just a few days. June also marks the start of the rainy season and yet again another school year. And as students start preparing for school, as they start getting used to waking up early again, and as they start lobbying for higher allowance from their parents, we thought it would be perfect to talk about preparation, preparing for the future. And this afternoon, let me share with you financial future proofing for students. Now, future proofing is a term commonly used in the electronics, medical technology, industrial design, and environment-related industries. It is the process of anticipating the demands of the future, and in the process, aims to develop procedures to minimize the ill effects of shocks and stresses of the ever-changing business landscape. Now, future proofing has gained popularity because of the way professions have evolved through the years. From simply being hunters and gatherers to survive some thousands of years ago, we now have quite a number of options to make a living. Like for me, being a stockbroker, for my friends, being an Android developer, perhaps a data scientist. Professions that weren't professions some decades ago. But it doesn't stop there. Future proofing has gained popularity because it intends to prepare us, current employees, current employers, current business owners, and of course, the future members of the labor force, the students, to further hone our skills, their skills, to continue being in demand. Because technology has always been a threat. Robots have actually started taking our jobs. Airports are buying X-ray machines instead of hiring additional baggage inspectors. Establishments install closed-circuit TV cameras, CCTVs, instead of beefing up their security team. You may even have your coffee without having a barista misspell your name ever again. Robots and artificial intelligence make running a business cheaper, faster, and to a certain extent, more efficient. That's why business owners are finding ways to automate as many aspects of their operations possible. Artificial intelligence has started to take away jobs from a lot of employees. Driverless cars are upon us now. Chatbots are taking over customer support. And we at FirstMetroSec even have 3 charting tools which help you time your stock trading, even if you don't know how to do technical analysis. Because we are not only future proof, we also want our clients to be future ready. So, if you are a student looking forward to school year 2019-2020, you may successfully start future proofing your careers by looking beyond simply being a student and start taking charge of your future so you can make yourselves still useful and relevant despite the presence of robots and artificial intelligence. This type of preparation is something we're going to leave up to you, your school, and your teachers. But as far as your financial future is concerned, your FirstMetroSec BeSTies can help you get ready for the uncertainties that lie ahead of you, even if you have yet to earn your first paycheck. Because you, being just a student, is not an excuse. In fact, you, students, have the best chances of making it big in investing because you have the gift of time with you. You can afford to invest long term and make your money work for you longer than those who actually started investing late. What I'm trying to say is the power of time is something most kids underestimate. Having time on your side will allow you to buy stocks of small companies with the potential of making it big. Having time on your side will allow you to buy stocks of big companies with the potential to become the biggest in the Philippines. Having time on your side will allow you to buy stocks of the biggest companies in the Philippines with the potential to make it global. Money in itself has evolved a lot through centuries. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors actually used animals, stones, pebbles as money. It evolved with the changing times. We started using precious stones. We started having our own currencies. And it has evolved to become digital, which now allows you to have pizza delivered right to your doorstep and pay using your dad's debit card. It allows you to shop online using your mom's credit card. It allows you to transfer money to a friend even beyond banking hours, even during weekends. The problem is, as far as investing is concerned, Filipinos failed to join the digital revolution. Filipinos failed to join the financial evolution bandwagon. Because up until now, 3 out of 4 Filipinos are still financially illiterate. Yes, we know math. Yes, we know stat. Yes, we know algebra. But we don't know how to grow our money. Up until now, 80% of Filipinos have no formal financial plans. It means we know we're going to receive something every week, perhaps every 15 days, every month, bonus every quarter. But since we don't know what to do with the money, what happens is we almost always end up spending everything, leaving 90% of Filipinos without savings and 97% of Filipinos without investments. As days go by, we are losing out on the opportunity to grow our money by investing in legitimate investment outlets. Practically because Filipinos are not aware, and Filipinos, well, most of us, keep on making excuses. For students, I say start with what you have. Start by saving from your allowances 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. You don't have to have a lot for you to start investing. You may actually get it from whatever's left from your allowance your parents give you. Whether you believe it or not, for as little as 1,000 pesos, you may start calling yourself an investor while being a student at the same time. While your peers are busy spending on parties, gadgets, and their favorite milk tea, make the most out of your parents' hard-earned money by investing. Be financially future-proof by buying investments instead of just buying unnecessary stuff. Even as students, you are not supposed to learn from the lessons. You're not just supposed to learn from the lessons being taught in school. You're supposed to learn from your day-to-day experiences, from the way you deal with your classmates, to the way you interact with your professors, to the way you make the most out of your allowances. Money is not just intended to be spent. Students can successfully prepare for their financial future by being wise with their parents' hard-earned money, by buying only what they need and saving and investing the rest. Starting ahead of the rest, starting ahead of your friends, your classmates, will help you mature faster when it comes to your behavior towards money. At a very young age, you'll understand that money invested the right way can actually make more money. Imagine being a stock market investor before you receive your diploma. Imagine making money in mutual funds before you even apply for a job. Imagine taking profits from an exchange traded fund even before you get your grad pick taken. But even after graduating, even after graduation, do yourself a favor by never stop learning. Continuous learning will update your skills. Continuous learning will keep you relevant. Continuous learning will keep you in demand. It will make you future proof. There's the reason why we are running. There's the reason why First MetroSec is running phygital or physical and digital modes of financial and investment literacy programs for Filipinos, young and old, both here and abroad, because learning before earning is very important. Excuse me. On-site learning sessions, customized every single time to fit the interests of attendees, whether they are students or employees. For those playing for flag and country, for the future of our country, and for those running the country, whether they are in Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, whether they are in Europe, Middle East, Asia, or even in the US Embassy. That's the US Embassy. So if you would like to learn from the best, invite us over to your school, to your office, to your local government unit. We are just an email invite away. Course your invites over customer service at firstmetrosec.com.ph and we'll get back to you the soonest possible time. For everyone else, we have things like this, live webinars, which are eventually made available in our YouTube channel, because we'd love for you to learn from the best, because we'd love for you to learn from the besties. To be future-proof, remember that we will always be students of life. That's why we need to keep on learning. For financial future-proofing, choose from among First Metro Securities' various phygital investment learning programs. Another thing is, I need you to do your homework, research. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Again, you're investing valuable money. Ask your parents how difficult it is to put you guys to school. They have made tons of sacrifices to be able to give you what you have right now, and the best way you can repay them is to do well in school and be future proof. And you are preparing for your future, so it's very important that you look for trustworthy partners. Kids seek help from their parents when they don't know what to do with their homework. But parents are not supposed to answer the homework. They're just supposed to provide guidance, direction, for kids to figure out how to come up with the best possible answers. Researching for homeworks nowadays is made easy and convenient by the internet. But it's always wise to check and verify your sources. Make sure you only use safe, verified, and reliable websites. FirstMetroSec comes from a line of award-winning family. We are the stock brokerage arm of Metro Bank, one of the biggest, strongest, and best managed banks in the Philippines. We are back-to-back best broker in the Philippines, best online broker in the country, with the Philippines' best online trading platform. We're pretty much everything you need to be financially future-proof. With FirstMetroSec, you only need one. You only need one because with only one account, you get yourself instant access to all listed stocks in the Philippine Stock Exchange. With just one account, you get access to the best performing mutual funds in the country, from ALFM, from ATR Asset Management, from First Metro Asset Management, from Phil Equity, from PAMI, and from Sun Life. And of course, you also get access to the country's first and still the only exchange traded fund, our very own FM ETF. Again, you only need one. You only need to open, maintain, and monitor one account for you to be financially future-proof by being able to invest in stocks, mutual funds, ETF, online. Minus the paperwork, minus the queuing, minus the sales load, minus the fee, minus all the hassle. Doing your homework is made easy because you'll end up choosing the best answer, especially with our online risk assessment exam. This is an online exam you'll have to undergo. This is a requirement before you start investing in mutual funds, so we can help you minimize your choices to those that fit your objectives, your time horizon, and your lifestyle. Because when it comes to growing your hard-earned money, we make it a point to help you take guesswork out of the equation. But the most important of all is for you to get to the lab. You must not stop learning new principles, new techniques, new concepts from seminars and online tutorials. You eliminate guesswork and start your journey in the right direction by doing your homework, by researching. But everything won't be put to good use if you don't actually put them to practice. That's why you need to get to the lab. Going to the lab is not necessarily an experiment. Going to the lab means the only way for you to invest is for you to invest. Start now. Going to the lab means we may not always get it right, but what's important is we learn from the mistake so we are better and wiser the next time. Going to the lab means asking your professors for guidance. Your FirstMetroSec besties are always here to provide you with guidance. whether you are just about to invest, already investing, or actively trading. We have customized financial and investment literacy programs for beginners, for experienced investors, and for hardcore traders. Going to the lab means learning from fellow scientists. So we're inviting you to join our growing Facebook community and learn from other FirstMetroSec clients. Post questions, share ideas, and who knows, with a bit of investing experience, you might be able to start answering other people's questions. Just look for First Metro Securities, First Metro Sec community, and feel how it is to be part of the family. Of course, it's true that we're supposed to live our life at our own pace because life is not a race. But kids nowadays want everything right here, right now. Kids nowadays are impatient. They'd like to make money fast, get rich fast. Just make sure you start your journey the right way. Again, be part of the family and be future-proof financially. It can be attained in as easy as 1, 2, 3. It can be attained fully online and fully paperless. Students are required to secure a tax ID number or TIN. You guys might want to apply for one as early as now because you'll be securing one eventually when you start applying for a job or once you start operating your business. Apart from this TIN requirement, you also need to take a photo of your school ID on a sheet of bond paper you've signed thrice. You also need to take a photo of your billing address and a proof of your bank account. Step 1 is very simple. All you need to do is to head on to www.firstmetrosec.com.ph and click Open an Account. Step number 2 just requires you to complete the online registration form with all your personal details. Typically, new accounts are supposed to be initially funded with 2,500 pesos. But students and overseas Filipino workers get to open online investment accounts for free. Now, step number 3, remember the stuff I asked you to take photos of? All you need to do is to upload them online. Upload photos of your TIN, tax ID number, your ID, your signatures, your proof of address, and your bank account, and we're good. Financial future proofing real quick. So, well, there you have it. Please take time to visit our website for you to get to know more about us and our events. Please like us on Facebook and join our official Facebook community. And please do follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Now, before I leave, let me just share with you one true story. A few years ago, 2016, young students all over the world were asked, what's your favorite F word? What's your favorite F word? Yes, you've got it right. Kids answered Facebook. But I do hope, at least today, I make you forget about Facebook and make you think about a second F. Your future. Your future made financially secure by perhaps another F word. FirstMetroSec. So there you have it. This has been Andro Beltran, ending episode 16 of FirstMetroSec BeSTies.
Thank you so much for that very insightful and very fun discussion, sir. I'm sure our viewers today, especially the students, learned something on how they can financially future-proof their future through investments. Now, before we proceed with our Q&A, I would just like to remind you that you can send in your questions for Sir Andoy through the chat box. Sir Andoy will be answering these questions in a short while. Now, on to the next segment of today's webisode is the Q&A. So, are you ready, sir?
All good. All good.
Ready or not, let me start with the questions already.
Of course.
Okay, we'll start with a question that was sent through email. Tips on how not to be gullible with about investment scams or to investment scams.
Very timely question, especially with the proliferation of investment scams. Again, we're already in 2019 and people are still getting scammed. So that's actually something uh, we something we actually take as a challenge, because again, we're not just here to make money, we're not just here to do business, we're also here to educate, we're also here to teach Filipinos about financial literacy. And part of financial literacy, part of educating the Filipinos about saving and investing is for us to be able to successfully keep them away from investment scams. No, so if you've been listening to our previous 15 episodes, we were able to touch base on legitimate investment outlets. The good thing about that is in the Philippines, you only actually have a handful of options when it comes to legitimate investment outlets. How not to be gullible? First off, make sure that you are dealing with a legitimate entity. When I say a legitimate entity, is the person you are talking to actually connected with um, uh, uh, an accredited, let's say in the stock market, is it a PSE accredited? Is he a representative of a PSE accredited stock brokerage firm? Is he even licensed to sell stocks? Is he even licensed to sell mutual funds? No. So it's very important that you look for those items. Again, I keep on telling people, I keep on telling friends every time I get asked, Andoy, what's probably the best investment out there? Again, there's no such thing as the best investment, because you're dealing with legitimate investment professionals when they keep on asking questions. It's very important for us to get to know you better first so that we can make an intelligible recommendation. If we feel like you're not yet ready for stocks, if you feel like you're the mutual fund type of person, you're going to hear those things from us only after we ask you tons of questions. Again, if you recall, I bragged about our online risk assessment exam. That's essentially the reason why we're requiring you to undergo such, because we'd like to get to know you better before we start taking away options for you to choose from. So again, make sure you're dealing with a licensed person, a licensed salesperson. Make sure you are dealing with an accredited entity, an accredited investment firm, an accredited stock brokerage firm. Again, the good thing about this is at this day and age, it's very easy for you to verify. Just check PSE's website for their complete list of accredited brokers, whether online or traditional brokers. SEC happens to have a list of certified salespersons. Those persons um, licensed to sell, licensed to talk about in investment outlets. And of course, if all else fails, we're here to provide you with all the necessary information. We're here to provide you with again, financial literacy programs, 4 5 hours, two full days of financial and investment literacy programs, because again, that's what we do. We'd like to contribute to the Philippines' nation building by educating Filipinos one webinar at a time, one besties episode at a time, one financial literacy program at a time. So I think I hope I was able to answer your question.
Thank you for that, Sir Andoy. Another question that was sent through email. Hi, sir, I am a student, although he or she didn't specify what
All right.
level. what would you recommend for me between these two things, stocks or mutual funds? And then another follow-up question is my allowance enough for me to invest in such?
Okay. First question, again, consistent with my answer to question number one, I'm not in a position to recommend one over the other. I'm not in a position to recommend stocks over mutual funds or mutual funds over stocks without actually getting to know you better. I need to know why you're investing, what's your objective, how long do you intend to invest, how much are you how much can you afford to invest? Is it going to be on a monthly basis, every 2 months, every 3 months? But at least the intention is there, and that's something that most Filipinos lack. You being a student with you having the intention to actually start investing, I say even if you feel like your allowance is just enough for you, don't pressure yourself to do it once a month. Just make it a point to limit your expenses to those you only need, and then start by setting aside a few hundred pesos at a time, a few hundred pesos a week, and then once you've saved enough, let's say 1,000 pesos, that's actually enough for you to start investing in mutual funds. Let's say 2,500 pesos, that's actually enough for you to start investing in a good blue chip stock. No? So it really depends. Again, you may email me, you may course your questions through my FirstMetroSec email box, so I can respond. I can ask probing questions for me to be able to come up provide you with better answers. It's A Beltran, Alpha, Beta. Sorry, that's Alpha Bravo Echo, Lima Tango Romeo Alpha November at firstmetrosec.com.ph. So thank you.
Thank you for that, sir. We have a question sent through the chat. What do you think, sir, is the best stock for a student or a beginner?
Yeah, again, consistent with my answer. First question to the second question. In as much as I have my personal favorites, they may not be perfect for you. So again, there's no such thing as the best stock. Even if you're a beginner, even if you've already if you already have quite a number of investment experience, even if you're already day trading, our day traders, our hardcore traders, they themselves will attest to my answer that there's really no such thing as the best stock. So it really depends on the person, the investor, the potential investor. So again, in as much as we'd like to provide you with concrete answer, this stock, that fund, it really depends on the investor. So that's why we take pride in offering our services, and we take pride in offering our assistance, so that we can provide you with better answers. But again, no such thing as the best stock. It really depends on the investor. Yeah.
Thank you for that, sir. Another question. Should I prioritize insurance over mutual funds or stocks?
Yeah.
Since the premium is lower when younger.
Yeah. Again, this is just a follow-up answer to a question about the best stock. Perhaps for beginners, just for me to for us to limit your choices. Perhaps for beginners, you might want to look into limiting your choices to blue chip stocks, or perhaps if you're into stocks in particular, look into the First Metro Exchange Traded Fund. I'm not trying to sell, but it's something ideal, something we can confidently recommend to beginners, because you're just supposed to by the FMETF, one exchange traded fund, and then its underlying securities are practically all the blue chip stocks. So there. And then moving on to the next question, is it right for me to prioritize insurance over mutual funds and excuse me and stocks? Um, you have to make sure that you're also protected. When it comes to financial security, you have to take care of three things. You have to take care of your savings or your emergency funding. That's one. Number two, you have to take care of your protection. You have to be protected. So that's where insurance comes in. And of course, you have to grow your money. So it's not a question of prioritizing one over the other. You have to have both. But on top of insurance protection, on top of stocks and mutual funds, again, we're consistent in saying that before you actually start investing, before you actually start looking into um, uh, getting yourself insured, make sure you have ample liquidity, ample emergency funds. Because again, from the term itself, for emergency purposes, you don't know, you just don't know when emergency scenarios are supposed to happen. So it's supposed to keep you confident that should an unexpected home repair be inevitable, should an unexpected hospitalization of a family member happens and you need to chip in, you need to spend a good amount of money. You have ample liquidity with you. You're not going to force yourself to prematurely withdraw your stock position. You're not going to force yourself to prematurely withdraw your insurance coverage. So there.
Thank you for answering that question, sir. Another question. In investing to mutual funds, what is the best startup for students to choose? Example given, bonds, money market balance,
Yeah.
balanced.
Um, uh, Again, this is something that will be addressed by the risk assessment exam. It really depends on the personality of the investor. The good thing about this is you may actually invest in every single asset class, every single asset class of those that you've mentioned. The reason why it's wise for you to distribute your mutual fund portfolio across asset classes is because number one, for money market, it provides you with extra liquidity on top of your emergency funding. Having what 5 to 10% exposure in money market funds will provide you with extra liquidity should something happen, should you need extra emergency funding. It will also provide you with some sort of stability, because with bonds, you're sure that you're going to get to feel coupon payments. But at the same time, again, as students, because you have the luxury of time with you, because you can have time work for you to your advantage. You actually have a good amount of time horizon with you. It's also wise for you to beef up with equity funds in your portfolio. So there again, there's no such thing as a better investment over the other. It really depends on your personality, and then that's something that we can help you with for us to be able to help you gauge your investor personality. So if you happen to be, let's say, a conservative investor, then perhaps we're going to limit your choices to money market and short-term bond funds. If you're somewhere in between, if you're moderately conservative to moderately aggressive, then you may have you may start investing in bond funds or balanced funds. But if you're an aggressive investor, then that's the time you may start putting stocks, putting equity funds in your portfolio. So that's actually a safeguard. That's actually a measure that we put into the platform for us to be able to serve you better depending on your personality. So there.
Thank you for that, sir. I guess we have time for around two more questions.
Sure, sure.
Another question. If I happen to open an account as a student, what fees should I be aware of when I start investing? What fees should I be aware of when I start investing?
Again, a very good question. For mutual funds, you're not. Again, take note. You're not going to be charged with transaction fees and with sales loads. That's the beauty of investing in mutual funds through FirstMetroSec, because you're not talking to an agent, you're not talking to a person, you're actually doing it on your own. You're not asking somebody to go to you to explain something to you. You're actually doing the research on your own. Speaking of research and speaking of fees, these the performance, everything you need to know about a certain fund, if you'd like to compare it against the others, something that you can do in the FundSmart platform before you even start investing. So you end up making an informed decision. The only fee you're going to have to pay if you'd like to invest in mutual funds is actually the fund management fee. This is the professional fee of your very own fund manager, the fund manager whose primary goal is to make you money, make you more money. So that's the only fee you're going to have to shoulder in mutual fund investing. It's relatively cheap, from 0.5% to 1% to 1.5%. Really depends on the fund. The fund management fee is also something you may research on before you start investing in the FundSmart platform. The good thing about this is everything, the fund management fee, it's already deducted from the market value. So whatever amount FundSmart is actually showing you, whatever amount, whatever market value is reflected in your FundSmart portfolio, that's essentially what you get if and when you decide to sell. So it's already net of the fund management fee. That's for the mutual fund side of things. For stocks, and if you're going to do it online, you're going to be charged 0.25%. It's very minimal amount, 0.25% for every buy transaction. And let's say you're now ready to fast forward of 3, 5, 10, 15 years, and you're ready to start selling your position. You're just going to be charged another 0.75% for the sell transaction, taxes, charges included. And again, just like mutual funds, it's already embedded there, and you're not going to have to. You no longer have to declare anything in your BIR forms, because apart from being your broker, we're also going to be the one to remit your tax payments. So we're also going to be your, what you call this, withholding agent. That's something that we're going to do for you as well. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, sir, for answering that question. And I guess the last question for today is about ETFs. What are exchange traded funds, or ETFs?
Yeah. I'm not sure if we've already come up with a particular bestie episode about ETF, but I guess it's time that we do one. Thank you for the question. What's an ETF? An ETF is basically a mutual fund listed in the stock market. So it's a mutual fund and the stock in one. The good thing about it is, as a mutual fund, it allows you to own multiple securities by just buying the ETF. When I say multiple securities, in the case of FM ETF, buy an FM ETF, and it will allow you to indirectly own every single blue chip stock, all 30 blue chip stocks. That's in the case of FM ETF. Um, the beauty of it as a stock is you get to trade FM ETF. With mutual funds, you're limited to its closing price. If and when you decide to buy, if and when you decide to sell, you're limited to the closing price of the day itself. But with FM ETF, with an exchange traded fund, uh, its stock feature component being tradable. You may buy FM ETF for, let's say, 117 pesos per share in the morning, and if it does well, during the day, it goes to 120, 121 pesos per share in the afternoon. By all means, you may sell. There's no such thing as a holding period when it comes to ETFs because, again, not like most mutual funds, it's tradable. So buy it in the morning, sell it in the afternoon, buy another tranche next morning, sell another tranche in the afternoon the next day. So it combines the best features of a mutual fund and a stock in one. In the case of FM ETF, again, right now, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's doing 120, 121 pesos per share, thereabouts. So for 120, 121 pesos, minimum of 10 shares, 1,200, 1,300, you get to own 10 shares and get to call yourself an indirect owner of every single blue chip stock in the Philippines. Again, it's very, very student friendly.
All right, thank you for that, sir. And that is it for our Q&A. Thank you everyone for participating and sending in your questions. We're very sorry that we had to cut it short due to time constraints, but don't worry because Sir Andoy here will still be accommodating your questions and inquiries through email. You may send us an email through events@firstmetrosec.com.ph, or you can also consult to him personally and directly through, again, A. Beltran at firstmetrosec.com.ph.
Right.
And once again, we hope that through this episode, you learned a thing or two on how you can strategize your investing and or trading journey with First MetroSec onwards a financially secure future. Before we end today's episode, I'd like to encourage every one of you to join our webinar giveaway. Our item up for grab today is the exclusive fan favorite First MetroSec travel blanket, perfect for our adventurous investors out there. Now here's how you can join. All you have to do is take a screenshot of the next screen, post it on your Facebook wall along with a caption answering this very easy question about today's topic. How will you, in your own strategy or in your own way, financially future-proof yourself? Feel free to be bold or adventurous with your answers. You can get as specific as you want. Just please don't forget to tag us at First Metro Securities and make your post public. We will be giving the travel blanket to the best answer out there. So if you guys are ready, you may take a screenshot now. And that is a wrap, everyone. Thank you for including us in your busy Monday schedules. We hope that through Sir Andoy's discussion, we were able to help you take the next step in achieving your goals, whatever they may be. Before we bid you bye, we'd like to invite you to our upcoming seminars and events this June. On the 13th, or this Thursday, learn why you should invest in mutual funds in FundSmart 101 seminar in Davao City. We'll also be having another episode of our FundSmart webinar series, again with ATR Asset Management, with the topic First Half Recap and Second Half Market Outlook, as well as a discussion on Atram equity funds and opportunities. On June 19th is our third part of the basic education on stock trading in Davao City, and finally on June 22, we are going to have 3 events, namely basic education on stock trading in Baguio City and also in Makati City, and our guided investor, Fearless Trader Build Your Own Trading System workshop in Makati City as well. So if you're interested to join, just send us an email at registration@firstmetrosec.com.ph. We're all over the Philippines and the world through our webinars this month of June, so if you're game to join one or many of our events, head over to our calendar of seminars at www.firstmetrosec.com.ph under Seminars, Promos, and Publications and register your slot. To get up to date with our latest events and everything in between, like, follow, and subscribe to our social media channels on screen. We're on your favorite social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Viber with a handle at FirstMetroSec. Last but not the least, we're now on the last month, again, the last month of our FunSmart Summer promo. You don't want to get left behind on getting the chance to win exclusive FunSmart bundles from us and our FunSmart partners by just investing at least 5,000 pesos. Head over to our website to know more about the promo. And that's it, everyone. Thank you. This has been Cara along with our speaker, Mr. Andoy. And as always, with First Metro Securities, it's hashtag your future first.